Alright, let's talk about Sukuna, the unstoppable force wreaking havoc in the JJK universe. Now, I can already hear the keyboard warriors typing away, dishing out their copium in the comments. But hear me out, because we're in dire need of a hero here, and his name is Gojo Satoru. I mean, seriously, Sukuna's out here single-handedly taking on the entire verse like it's a walk in the park. And get this, he's not even breaking a sweat. The guy's holding back his power like it's a potluck dinner, and nobody seems to have the recipe to stop him. But fear not, my fellow sorcery enthusiasts, because Gojo Satoru is about to enter the chat. Sure, Sukuna might have figured out how to bypass Gojo's infinity, but let's face it, who else is going to step up to the plate? We're talking about a showdown of epic proportions, harking back to chapter 238, when every sorcerer in the Heian era teamed up to take down Sukuna. Spoiler alert, they failed miserably. And now history's repeating itself. It's like deja vu all over again, with Kusakabe biting the dust and Miguel left to face Sukuna's wrath. But hey, before we dive deeper, do me a solid favor by smashing that like button, hit subscribe, and flick on those post notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss any daily uploads. It's time to dive into the deep end of the copium pool. In chapter 254, we witness Kusakabe giving his all against Sukuna, only to fall short, leaving Wee Wee in a really bad situation. But fear not, because here comes Miguel, zooming in at breakneck speed to rescue our distressed friend. Seriously, the speed at which Miguel swooped in was straight up bonkers. Now listen, Miguel had to blitz to Sukuna, scoop up Wee Wee, and make a swift getaway to the safety of a nearby rooftop. And get this, Sukuna didn't even see it coming. The man only caught a glimpse of Miguel perched atop a building after Miguel saved Wee Wee. Talk about impressive speed. And now here's where the copium really starts flowing. In the realm of speed in JJK, there's only one person who can outspeed Sukuna, and that's none other than our beloved Gojo. So, for Sukuna to be blindsided by Miguel's lightning-fast rescue mission speaks volumes about Miguel's agility. But wait, there's more? Miguel also possesses cursed energy, which Sukuna can sense coming from a mile away. For Miguel to rescue Wee Wee from Sukuna, it means that Miguel had to get really close to Sukuna. Remember, Wee Wee was in front of Sukuna? Miguel was fast enough for Sukuna not to see him coming, and also fast enough to grab Wee Wee and scale to the top of a building. Raising some eyebrow conspiracy theories, could it be that the figure atop the building wasn't Miguel at all, but Gojo in disguise pulling off some top-tier espionage? I mean, think about it. We never saw Miguel at any of the strategy meetings to take down Sukuna, and the speed at which Miguel moved to save Wee Wee, that screams Gojo-level swiftness. Sure, this theory might sound like it's been marinating in a pot of copium broth for too long, but bear with me. This theory might get tossed aside when Miguel's cursed technique gets revealed. Maybe Miguel's cursed technique grants him super speed capabilities that even Sukuna can't comprehend. After all, there's currently no one in the verse who can match Sukuna's speed. Except for our Gojo. It's a wild theory, I'll give you that. But hey, in the world of JJK, anything's possible. So, go ahead, type copium in the comments if you must, but deep down, we all secretly hope that this theory holds some water. Alright, let's keep riding that copium train. So let's dive into one of the many reasons why Gojo should make his triumphant return to the JJK universe. Now, for the most part of the series, Gojo's role has been that of a deterrent, a colossal force that kept the most powerful curses and curse users at bay. His mere presence instilled fear in the hearts of those who dared to challenge him. And it's no exaggeration to say that he single-handedly shifted the balance of the world. From the moment Gojo entered the scene, everything changed. Criminal elements that once operated openly were forced back into the shadows, knowing full well that they stood no chance against him. Gojo's existence alone was enough to maintain peace and order in the world, showcasing just how remarkable he truly is as a character. But here's the catch: as effective as he was as a deterrent, having Gojo constantly looming over the story would have made things a bit too easy, wouldn't it? In order for the plot to progress and for tension to build, Gojo needed to be temporarily removed from the equation. We've seen this play out in various ways throughout the story. Take, for instance, the Kyoto High School event. When things started heating up, a barrier was erected to keep Gojo out, cranking the tension up to 11. Sure, he eventually swooped in to save the day, but for the majority of the conflict, he was sidelined. This is where the bigger picture comes into play, the sealing of Gojo Satoru. By sealing Gojo away, the story opened up a whole new realm of possibilities, setting the stage for a narrative filled with uncertainty and intrigue. But now, with the stakes higher than ever and the world teetering on the brink of chaos, it's only fitting that Gojo makes his grand return to restore balance once more. After all, who better to shake things up and turn the tide in humanity's favor than the one and only Gojo Satoru? In the heart of Shibuya, Gojo found himself ensnared by Kenjaku's cunning trap, effectively removing the pivotal figure once more from the narrative landscape, a strategic maneuver essential for the plot's evolution. Shibuya proved to be a grand spectacle for fans, fraught with dire consequences for our central characters, all made possible by Gojo's deliberate absence from the unfolding events. Similarly, as the Culling Game arc unfurled, Gojo made his return thrust into a showdown of titanic proportions against none other than Sukuna, the most formidable sorcerer in history. It was abundantly clear from the outset that both combatants wielded staggering power, setting the stage for an electrifying clash. Once again, Gojo played his role in the tumultuous battle, yet his victory over Sukuna would have stymied the story's progression, leaving characters like Yuji and the emerging generation with unfulfilled narratives. You see, it's crystal clear to fans that Gojo's removal was a crucial plot device necessary for the story's advancement. His presence, as formidable as it was, acted as a roadblock for the main characters to chart their own paths forward. This necessity was paramount. Consider the Goodwill event, for instance. If Gojo had lingered in the shadows, the narrative momentum would have ground to a halt. And in Shibuya? Well, let's just say that chaotic battleground would have seen an abrupt resolution had Gojo's towering might loomed over it. And in the Culling Game, had Gojo triumphed over Sukuna, curtains would have closed on the story without further ado. Grim, isn't it? But such was Gojo's predetermined fate, a fate of demise or incapacitation from the story's inception. Yet this isn't a farewell, not by a long shot. Despite his status as the strongest, Gojo isn't merely a plot device. Gojo also harbors ambitions, dreams, and layers of complexity that defy the surface. Behind that facade of naivety lies a character brimming with depth and nuance. His motivations drive him forward, pushing the boundaries of his existence beyond the realm of deterrence. Indeed, Gojo's significance stretches far beyond mere obstruction. He's a linchpin in the narrative, and fans clamor for closure on the threads that entwine his story. So while his absence may be felt, hope remains ever present for his eventual return to the fray, where his tale can be unraveled and his legacy secured. Gojo's journey isn't just about power or prowess. It's about a deep-seated desire to shape the world into something better. From the get-go, he's been crystal clear about his mission: to revolutionize the Jujutsu society. Sure, he could bulldoze through it with his sheer strength, but that's not his style. No, Gojo's aiming for something more profound, a new order built on stability and sustainability. That's why he took up teaching, nurturing students who could carry the torch of change into the future. But it's not just about them. Gojo needs to see his vision come to life, to witness the world transformed by his teachings. It's his legacy, his victory, and he damn well deserves to see it through. Yet, amidst his dreams for the future, there's unfinished business gnawing at him, like giving Shiguru a proper send-off, a final act of closure for a troubled soul. And then there's Megumi, caught up in a story arc begging for resolution. Sure, Shoko could tie up loose ends, but her connection pales in comparison to Gojo's bond with Fushiguro. He deserves to witness the world he helped shape, to partake in the closure of past chapters, and to forge ahead alongside those he's mentored. For Gojo to be absent is to deny him the chance to see his dreams materialize and his legacy endure. There are many things for Gojo to tackle in the story, and once the students reach incredible levels of power, Gojo being stronger will no longer be relevant in terms of being a problem when driving the plot forward. This would mean that Gojo's return will not stop the story in any way in the future. Of course, the author can simply choose to keep him dead. However, Gojo can very well make a return, and there have already been hints for it in the story. Whether that happens or not remains to be seen. And with everyone dying and the creator running out of character to throw at Sukuna, Gojo's return is needed. Anyway, please subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications. so you don't miss any daily uploads.